YouTube, what's up? It's Barry, Exceed Your Goals Fitness. This is my deadlift workout day, deadlift and accessories, that is. I'm doing my deadlift programming right now according to the 531 strength training program. I'm not doing all of the rest of my workout days according to the program, just my deadlift days, which is really not how it's done, but I'm just experimenting with it to see what happens. This particular set was 275 for 5 plus. I got 7 reps on this particular set. There were some sets prior to this, of course, some warm-up sets. There's a lot of non-pictured warm-up lighter weight sets according to the 531 program that I did during this workout. This one was a lighter set that came after that one at only 210 for 5 reps. Sometimes in 531 it does have you kind of go down and work on your technique before you go back up to another really heavy set. The next set was 295. The goal was 5 reps. For some reason I went for 6 anyway. Probably shouldn't have, because grinders aren't really called for in the 531 system. But this weight felt pretty heavy today. I normally don't try this many reps at 295 in one go, so the 6th rep felt really rough. It was a severe grinder, and my back did round up a little bit on it. So definitely, if you find yourself questioning whether you should pull that last rep on the deadlift, often it's better to say no. I'm not the best at taking my own advice on that particular thing. As you'll see right here, I went ahead and just needed this extra rep for basically no reason. That was a little too much backgrounding for my liking. I would have rather have not done this rep, looking back. Then I finished off with a burnout set of as many reps as possible at 210, which is what the programming called for. I thought this was going to be more of a cardio thing, where I was going to have to give up based on gasping for air, but in reality, actually, the burn in my glutes was just so impressive that I was just really feeling it. It was definitely producing some serious hypertrophy in the glutes. That was something that I was definitely feeling. A really hard squeeze on it. Wore me out so bad that I had to deliver a Mr. Bungle little vocal performance right in the middle of it during a rest pause, just to kind of keep things going, as you will see here.
You ready, Barry?
Yeah, the glutes were just totally torched by this particular set. It was, I think, 15 reps in the end. So there's an enormous amount of deadlift volume in the 531 program, especially on the 5 rep days, which is what this is. Even though you are calculating based on 90% of your 1 rep max, which makes the weights seem a little lighter than what you're used to, it really does add up, and I can see how this program probably is effective. Next up, we decided to hit the sled pushes. I did these last week, and I'm kind of falling in love with how extremely pumped out they make my quads feel. Falling in love in sort of a love-hate way, because it's probably the most fatiguing exercise I can do right now. In that I tend to collapse after I'm done for a little while and can't do anything for maybe 20 minutes. I'd have to take a break. But that's, sometimes them's the break. Sometimes when you really want to push it, that's what you got to do. This particular round was 250 pounds. I did, we've been doing 2 50-foot sort of supersets, and then for each set we did 6 rounds. This was 300 pounds here. By the trip back on the 300 pounds, all of my speed was gone, all of my explosiveness was gone, and it was really just a matter of trying to make sure I completed the actual distance. And man, to tell you the truth, man, my quads just, after this, they feel like they're on fire and going to explode. So if you're really looking to put some explosive power and that kind of stuff into your quads, that'll do the trick. Went on next to some seated calf raises. Decided to go really heavy today. Only got about probably 14 reps at this weight. I noticed my left hand likes to, for some reason, do that weird thing every time I contract my calves. It's hard for me to control it. It's very strange. Happens also when I contract my anterior tibialis on the front by dorsiflexing my foot. I went down for some more reps at a little bit lighter weight, just trying to make sure I get some reps in. Although I do like to train seated calves heavy sometimes for less reps, just to make sure that I'm gaining strength as well as gaining muscle. After that, each week on my deadlift day, I do 1 ab exercise, and I rotate between planks and stability ball crunches. Now, on these decline, I do planks on a decline with a stability ball under my feet to make it more challenging, because a 1 minute plank is to me not really an exercise anymore. And I would really recommend, once you get up to where you can do planks for 1 minute, don't attempt to push the time further than 1 minute. I have a friend who actually did that and blew the retinas out in her eyes by doing a planking contest. That maybe she got a 2.5, maybe 3 minute plank going, and retinas in her eyes rushed her, or something along those lines, where she couldn't see for maybe a couple of days. So it's something, it plays kind of blood pressure tricks on you if you try and do extremely long planks. So once you get to 1 minute, rather than trying to do even longer and longer planks, it's just better to try and do something to step the difficulty up. And going at it at a decline makes it more difficult. Something like stability balls being involved. Of course, now you got to constantly measure your stability throughout the whole exercise, so that particular tweak will make it challenging without you having to extend the time into 3, 4, 5 minutes and risk blowing your eyeballs out. I mean, that just doesn't even seem like it should be on the table when you go to the gym. So obviously those kind of exercises are a little much. So I just do, try to get about a minute going with the decline angle coming off the stability ball to make it challenging enough for me, considering the fact that the planks have gotten easier for me over time. Next up, we did shrugs, but today I didn't feel like deadlifting up the dumbbells, so I went with this sort of hammer strength deadlift machine and just did my reps this way. Cranked out maybe a set of 12 or so with about 180 pounds worth of resistance. And, the goal here just being to squeeze the traps up, make sure that I fully develop them in terms of doing some hypertrophy work on them to complement the deadlift work. Then after that, we just went for my rotator cuff exercises, which, of course, as if you've been following my other videos, you'll know that I do these not on my shoulder day, on a separate day, which is kind of a me thing. I don't see a lot of other people doing that, but I just don't like pre-exhausting the rotator cuff. I like working it and strengthening it separately so that I can, continue to push heavier and heavier weight over my head without fearing that I'm going to have a rotator cuff injury or something along those lines that will set me back and force me to get expensive surgeries. So thanks for checking out today's video, guys, and like, comment, and subscribe. Share it with your friends if you dig it, and stay tuned for more workout videos and other content on the Exceed Your Goals Fitness YouTube page.